What is going on, all my hustlers and grinders and go-getters? The ones that wake up in the morning, look in the mirror and say, I'm going to get this money. We're back with another one.
It's live at a 2:00 live, which is something kind of rare. We don't actually do, but why not? And change it up a little bit and see how many people tune in. And so if you're watching, today is about Google Business Profile. Everybody has questions about it. Some people have figured it out and others are still struggling. And, that's what we're here for today. But we're also here to remind you that there's 3 days left to get $50 off of your ticket to the Junk Expo if you use promo code Andrew. So if you're planning on going, you have 3 days to save $50.
And it's 56 days away till the Junk Expo. And me and the JoJo are so excited. We can't wait to meet all you guys out there.
We're so excited because, we're ordering things to make it a great event, and we're checking out the event facility and figuring out where everything's going and measuring and how many tables and chairs are we going to need and where do we put that great big banner. And we actually have some surprises in store for you as soon as you walk up. Some of you will be like, what? No way.
And someone's walking away with a $10,000 dump trailer on day 2 at the Junk Expo.
And day 1, someone's walking away with $1,000 cash.
And we got a killer video for you guys today. We got a real hitter.
We do.
So let's introduce him. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So this is Adam McChesney. And if you didn't know, he is going to be a speaker at the Junk Expo. We're super excited. He's actually speaker number 1, kicking things off. And today he is here to give you tips, tricks on how to, optimize your Google Business Profile and give you just a few gold nuggets of some of the things you'll get at the Junk Expo.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be at the event, especially kicking it off. I've been in the entrepreneurial world since 2018. I started in digital marketing as a side hustle. I was building random websites, building random Google business profiles, ranking them, doing case studies while I was in medical device sales. Junk removal was literally the third industry I ever got into. Have worked with quite a few clients in this space over the years, but have done auto glass, roofing, every single home service type of business you can think of. I built 200 websites before I ever sold one. So I was testing a bunch of stuff out, then trying to flip the digital real estate, sell the leads, went full-time in 2020 in a traditional digital marketing agency model. 2021, I started an auto glass company out of one of those first websites that I created. We did $1 million in revenue for the first time last year, 5 trucks on the road, almost 500 Google business profiles. And 4.5 years ago, we weren't even a company. And so a lot of what I teach when I go to conferences like the Junk Expo is strategies that not only do we do for our agency clients, but also the things that I do inside of my own businesses that we own that are very similar to obviously the junk removal space, where the Google business profile, when optimized correctly, can be a massive lead generator. And so I'm going to be sharing tips, tricks, strategies on what I would refer to as evergreen ways to make sure that you're an authoritative company inside of your market. So what the evergreen stuff is you'll see all these people online talk about, hey, try this Google business profile strategy. Here's how to cheat the system. Here's how to get ahead. And what happens is it's like the short little steroid boost that'll get you up there. And then Google ends up slapping your hand and says, hey, you got to go back down to reality. So I'm going to share a lot of the different things on how we get high quality reviews, how we educate our customers, not to just leave the 5-star review that says, Matt and JoJo are great, but to how to strategically educate them on how to leave you a Google review with a solid photo, explaining the exact service you did and the location where you did that job and if it was commercial or residential. So I'll be walking through some of those strategies in real time, showing case studies as well on how you can make a big impact for literally $0 just using your Google business profile.
Oh, and it's so important to know that because, give us a little bit of information of why is it so important for businesses to have a Google business profile?
So it's free, right? So like a lot of people are like, hey, I see in all the different groups on Facebook, obviously you guys know all the Facebook group stuff, where people are like, hey, I want to get started and I want to know exactly how to get leads right now. And I want to go pay for them and do all that stuff. And they haven't even done the free and easy stuff. They haven't even created the company Facebook page. They're not posting on social media. They're not using the Google business profile. They don't even have one, right? So it's free and easy to get set up and started. Now you may have to jump through some hoops to get verified and all that stuff, which is unfortunately a part of the game now. But it's one of those things where if you just spend a couple of hours a week updating new photos, making sure that you're getting quality reviews, posting updates on different things that are going on inside of your business, making sure that originally the profile is optimized as a whole, you spend time doing that. It is the foundation for everything else. And it will generate you money. So then that way you can go reinvest into other avenues of marketing and advertising. So I look at it as really the foundation to everything else you do online. Not to mention, a lot of people are looking for locally owned and operated companies, right? People are like, hey, I'm sick and tired of calling into a 1-800 company and then getting everything right. And I don't necessarily know who I'm talking to. And I have no idea if they're actually going to come out and charge me exactly what they told me over the phone. I want to know that I can know where the other person's located and all of that stuff. So when somebody goes on Google and types in near me, you want to make sure that people get that local operation feel from that, and that you're in a proximity where they're very obviously close by as well.
Yes. Yep. And what are the most common mistakes that you see businesses doing on their Google business profile? Just a couple of common mistakes.
I think the biggest thing is not getting reviews. So they're like, they make every excuse in the world. My customers say they don't know how to use a phone, or I have to follow up too much. Well, there's automations and creative ways to get people to leave reviews. So they don't take the review part of it seriously. So the review part of it, like, it doesn't matter how good your SEO is, doesn't matter how good your ads are and all that stuff. If you don't have quality and quantity of Google reviews, like, you're going to struggle to rank regardless. So I would say that is a big aspect. The other part of it is a lot of people will end up paying for Google reviews, meaning they'll go and try to go offshore and they'll try to buy it on a website to try to cheat the system. And it may work in the beginning, and then eventually Google's going to catch on and again, slap you on the wrist, potentially suspend your profile and do all of that stuff. A lot of people will try to create a unique business name just for their Google business profile. So let's just call it Adam's Junk Removal, but then they'll also put Adam's Junk Removal / junk removal near me in St. Louis to try to cheat the system. You can't really do that anymore because they're going to verify it with some business information to make sure that your business name is literally exactly that. So I would say more often than not, it's either not taking a certain aspect of it seriously, not spending the time and energy to actually go build it up, or looking for that quick fix that eventually is going to catch up with you and hurt you anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say one thing that I noticed with a lot of people that we coach, is I check out their Google My Business profile, and a lot of times they don't have the services listed that they do. They just have junk removal, maybe garage clean out, but nothing else. Yep. And then they're not updating it or posting at all. They just get the Google My Business and just let it sit there and nothing happens. No reviews, like you just said.
Yep. It's that is unfortunately the common thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy that the uncommon thing is people actually doing it the right way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Most of my business comes from Google My Business too, or Google Business Profile. It's crazy how many people say, hey, I seen all your reviews. I had a lady yesterday, a lady today say the same thing. Man, you guys are killing it with the reviews. And one thing that we use that helps us too is we have a tap card now. So we just tap the card on the phone, get the review real fast, and we're
It really
gone.
puts the person on the spot, right?
Yeah.
When you know that a customer's happy and you ask them for a review, they almost always say, sure, yeah. And even if you send them a link right away, sometimes they will and sometimes they won't. But that puts them on the spot. Oh, well, great. Get out your phone. I have a tap card. It makes it super easy. And you just tap it and they look at it and they're hitting 5 stars. They're wow, and it really makes it super convenient, and we're getting a lot of reviews. We always did, but now we're getting a lot more.
I agree.
Yeah. So we got last month, we got 1,500, like around 1,500 phone calls to our auto glass company, and 960 of them came from the Google Business Profile.
Oh, wow.
And so it's like, with those staggering numbers, it's like you can't afford to not take it seriously. And with that, the creative strategy that you have with a tap card is awesome. About a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, we started to create air fresheners. So obviously in our auto glass company, we're going out and repairing and replacing auto glass. So we have an air freshener with our logo on one side as a leave behind, and then a link to that QR code that takes them to the Google Business Profile for the review on the other side. And it dramatically changed the way we started to adopt getting more reviews. And then we initialized a tech compensation, kind of a spiff per Google Business Profile review that they got, where their name was mentioned in it, to kind of create a competition and then also to pay them more. Because it's like, hey, we're either going to pay that money in theory to a Google ad, or I can go pay my technician a little bit more where they can make more money and they have skin in the game. And it's a little competitive aspect where everybody's trying to figure out where they're at on the leaderboard compared to their peers.
Now, I got a question for you. When you respond back to the reviews, can you stuff it with too many keywords? Should you just focus on one thing? Like, say you do a garage clean out. Do you want to just focus on that, like garage clean out, couch removal, those keywords? Or can you stuff it with more keywords like same day junk removal, hoarder house clean out, dumpster clean outs?
It's a great question. So I always say is Google reads like a third grader. So simplicity matters.
Okay.
And with that, you want to meet the intent of the person leaving the post with where they're at, both positive and negative. So if somebody writes an incredibly long, extremely positive Google review, and they're talking about all of those different keywords where you're saying that in that instance where you would be keyword stuffing, you want to make sure that you're responding with a decently long response, and you can then weave those things in. But if you have somebody that leaves a 5-star review and then maybe they add a picture and then they're just like, that was the greatest experience ever, highly recommend, and then you respond with all those keywords, then it looks, obviously to the people even just looking at it, but especially Google, it looks a little bit off.
Okay. Makes sense.
Good to know, right?
Yeah.
What kind of media works best in, Google Business Profile if you're updating and posting?
Yeah, so high quality pictures, even just from your phone, are great, especially before and afters. Customer testimonial 30-second clips are also great too. And then clips of like the time lapse, right? So starting it when you got on the job site, when it was obviously full of junk versus when it was completed, like videos under 30 seconds, more like the real type stuff, shorts, that's great on there. And then again, progress photos, before and afters, all of those different things. But you can do it all from the phone, right? So you don't need anything fancy, but making sure it's like a quality picture of that on your phone, posting it like that is going to be just fine.
Yeah, a lot of people are extremely surprised that we do everything with a phone.
Yep.
We don't have anything else other than our phone. I mean, we're using our laptop when we go live because that's more convenient. But all the pictures we take ourselves. They're not, professionally done. I feel they look kind of professional, but that's another story. We do our own pictures with our own phone. When we record our videos, it's recorded with our phone. When Matt edits the videos, it's edited on the phone. It's uploaded from the phone. We do everything from the phone.
No reason not to. It's better. So like I bought this super nice, like the camera. I do have a nice camera that I'm doing this on, but I have my phone and I have like the little DJ Osmo thing for a couple $100. You cannot tell the difference between the quality of this nice camera and everything else. It's crazy how far some of this stuff has come.
Yeah. Let's see. How should a business handle negative reviews? Because, you get one, you work so hard to get a bunch of good ones, and then you get a bad one, and it just ruins your day. Or, sometimes now there's like a scam thing going on, right? I don't know if you've heard about that, but somebody leaves you a bad one, and they'll leave a bunch of them, and then they're like,
pay me to
holding you
review.
for ransom until you
Yeah.
like pay them
Pay
money
me
or something.
300, pay me $300 and then I'll
Crazy.
remove them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of different ways to like consider it from the marketing aspect, right? And then also the business aspect too. So when we get and we've gotten, I think 5 or 6 negative reviews over the last 4.5 years in our auto glass company. Again, almost 500 reviews. So in the grand scheme of things, still 4.9 stars. And I think most people realize that businesses will make mistakes. It's about how you respond, right? And we've even had people reference, hey, we actually went with you because we saw the way in which you responded to that negative review. So I think it depends on, is it an actual negative review? Meaning like, if it's an ex-employee or a competitor or somebody that's trying to get you for ransom, like those are the things that are just like annoying and you're trying to get them, deleted and removed and all of that stuff. But even that, responding as soon as you can, once you have a chance to like take a second, take a deep breath and actually say, hey, you know what? We look, it's always usually like a random name. Hey, we couldn't find you in the system. I don't think you've ever been a customer before. Please give me a call. I'm the owner. Here's my number. Would love to understand where the mix up might be. So even when it's somebody trying to screw you over, going and doing that, right? But then on the flip side, when it is actually a legit review, meaning that it may be that you did everything right and you couldn't just make this customer happy. And then it could also be where you actually did screw up and you probably maybe did deserve the 1-star review. In both of those instances, I look at it as, okay, hey, how can I see what I can do to go remedy the situation? And maybe you've already tried to do that and that was just the last resort that they did, but I'm always looking at the area of opportunities. How can I be a better business owner and leader? And how can I go help my team understand what we could have done differently from our end to avoid this situation and learn from it? And so sometimes it's like, you know what? I probably shouldn't have taken on that client. Like it's usually like the cheapest client that you end up getting the 1-star reviews for, or the people that you over deliver for, but it's never enough. You learn that lesson to say, you know what, maybe I won't go do that again, or I won't do this type of job, or I won't drive 60 minutes to go do a job like that unless it's a minimum dollar amount. And so I'm not just looking at how we respond to that review, but what business lesson can I go learn from and then go show my team and be able to teach myself of what we could have done better and how we're going to do something differently. And then in that, respond to the review, again, meeting their tone. If it's just a 1-star review and saying like, this company sucks or whatever, just trying to kind of see where you could get more information out of them. Hey, can you give me a call? Can you do all those different things? But if it's a longer one, right, trying to get us all the facts out there as possible and just say, hey, I appreciate you sharing this. Here's what we learned from it. Here's our side of the story, though, as well, because we thought we did X, X, and X. You're sharing this. Maybe that didn't happen, right? But not trying to like completely throw them under the bus, but also trying to do it in a way in which I'm thinking is, if my next customer that is an ideal customer, if they see this, how would they want me to respond in the moment?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good way to look at it, because, just always assume people are watching you, right? They're watching your every move. They're watching to see how you handle controversy and conflict, and a bad review. It tells a lot about a person when you respond a certain way. They're like,
Now I got a question for someone that's brand new that opens up a Google business profile. What does Google want to see? Like, do they want to see you open 24/7? Do they want your address on there? Do they want you to do 1, 2, 3 updates a week? How many times should you be posting a day? Like, what's the best way to do it?
Yeah. So the first aspect on getting the profile even verified nowadays is a lot of times they're needing to see a logo on a business card and or a truck. So even if you have like a magnet that's very small, you don't need a full truck wrap or anything. We just had a client go through this where they've been in business for 30 years. They're actually not too far away from me. They have one of the biggest signs off the highway, and Google, they've been in business for 30 years. And it's a law firm, and they ended up getting suspended. And it's like, how, like, they are one of the most legitimate companies I've ever worked with. Like Google is literally doing the most random AI detection stuff, and it's causing issues, right? So on the front end, as a new junk removal company, you may have to jump through some hoops in order to get that profile verified. You may need to get the truck magnet and all those different things, the business cards, the DBA, show them different aspects where your business information is exactly how you have it on the Google business profile. Now, they may not allow you to have your address forward facing if it's not an actual office. So some people are like, I don't care if it's my home. I'll take a forward facing address, because the forward facing address will help you more with SEO and Google business profile, because if somebody's looking for them near them and you're right down the street, well, if your address is visible, they're able to say, hey, this company's 1 mile from where you're at right now. Mm-hmm. So it will help, right, if you have that. Now, our auto glass company, we rank number 1 or number 2, all pretty much within a 30 to 45 mile radius all over St. Louis. We don't have a physical address. We combat that with a lot of the different SEO strategies that I mentioned before on the Google business profile with SEO on the website. So you can get it done other ways, but you have to be working harder to basically get that done. And you have to be looking at it the eye. Like we had somebody, or I was talking with somebody in a Facebook group the other day, and they were so frustrated. They're like, Google doesn't want to see me win. I can't even get this business started off the ground because I can't even get the Google business profile. I'm like, they're not just going after the brand new companies anymore. They're going after people that have been around for a very long time. There's not a rhyme or reason behind it. You can't get discouraged. You have to just say, hey, I got to go figure out, like, Google asks you to jump. Just ask how high.
Yeah. Don't question it. Just do it. Just do it.
Now, I got another question too. So we rank really high in our area, like 1, 2, or 3. I know the algorithm's always different days and stuff. And I'm underneath garbage service. I never wanted to change it to junk removal because we're doing so good. What would you do in that situation? Would you just keep it as garbage collectors?
I would keep it
junk removal.
I would keep it. Yeah, they're too finicky, right? I don't think there will be that big of an impact difference, in my opinion, especially here in what you guys already have going on and seeing your stuff online. But yeah, I mean, could you do it? Yes, but then you risk having to go through re-verification and all that stuff, and the juice just isn't worth the squeeze.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. What is one quick change that viewers could do, today, like right now, that would give them a positive impact on their Google business profile?
So one, if you're not uploading pictures and posting consistently, so I know Matt asked the question, posting, I recommend at least once a week. That's what we do for our clients in the agency space. So once a week that we post there, but then we also add 10 photos a month. And so those photos are super crucial and important. And so photos are just like basically like your gallery inside of there, if you think about that. And then your updates are like, hey, I'm posting, for example, like on my Facebook feed, right? So you have a picture or a video that goes along, but I'm writing more of a post, whereas the photos aspect is literally just a gallery. Now, in both of those regards, you can upload that photo that you're going to post, as an example, upload it to ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT that you are X, Y, and Z company in X, Y, and Z area, and that it is a picture of commercial junk removal in X, Y, and Z city, hot tub removal, X, Y, and Z city. Tell them that you're posting it to your Google business profile with the hopes that it will get you more of those jobs. What that is going to do is it's going to give you a file name. So ask it to give you a file name. It's going to give you a file name that has, instead of like from your phone, image 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's going to have commercial junk removal St. Louis as an example. Then you go take that, you upload that there. Google understands the file name, not what the picture is of.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
so
do you do that yourself, or do you do that through ChatGPT?
You can do it both ways. So like basically what it'll do is it'll give you, hey, this is the file name to go do that. You then upload that photo, if it's on your phone, to your computer, and then you can just go manually copy and paste the change in there.
Now I do that, but I never heard about the ChatGPT thing though. That's pretty cool.
So the ChatGPT thing just allows you to get multiple, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to have like 20 photos up there with the exact same file name or those types of things. So I always try to also look at like what Google Search Console is showing to say, well, what are people finding me for? Where are my rankings maybe not as good as the other stuff? So I try to swap stuff out, so then that way I can expand targeting and reach as well.
Okay.
Some of the things we cover in our class a little bit. Just a little bit.
So I use ChatGPT for a lot of stuff. When I do updates and stuff, I use ChatGPT. I love it. I mean, it's a game changer for sure.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad that we're doing a lot of the stuff right, and that's why we rank so good. So a lot of stuff that you're talking about, we actually do, which is like,
okay, yeah, we do that. And
that's awesome. Love it.
It's good to hear. Yeah, some of the stuff we started doing on accident just because we were like, we were just, what's the word when you just hungry for work when you first started with no money, so you did whatever, and then we've learned. When we look back and we hear things, we're like, oh, wow. So like we did what we needed to do without knowing we should be doing it. So it's good.
Well, I think that's one of the things that I'm excited about being able to tie in, especially to the fact that I'm kicking it off makes it even better. Is I started that auto glass company, and a lot of people obviously start a junk removal company, and they start from, hey, I don't have leads coming in. Right. And then they're like, oh my gosh, I have to go compete with X, Y, and Z. And they're looking at everybody as competitors and everything is uphill battle. I literally was running a marketing agency, started an auto glass repair company that in 4.5 years has almost 500, 5-star reviews, 4.9-star reviews. And I've never replaced or repaired any of the auto glass. I've hired team members to do it. I've focused on the marketing part and then just ended up having an auto glass company, but we've done it in landscape design and Christmas lights. So really that mindset that you talked about it to, hey, we're in the beginning, we're going to try out a bunch of this different stuff. We don't have the money to go spend on paid ads. We can't hire an agency. We can't do all those things. You have to then make the time, not like find the time, make the time to then go be creative and think outside the box and try to find a way in order to make it work.
Yeah. We actually had somebody that says, I picked a second job to start my business next year. Thank you guys for everything. Was thinking about going to the Junk Expo, but can't justify the expense with no equipment or anything. And so he's planning on starting his business next year. I would suggest that if you can afford it, I would do it, because you're going to be able to take notes and learn so much that when it's time for you to start your business, you're going to hit the ground running. You're going to know all about your insurance and how much that's going to be and how you can save money, because we have Toby Stubbs, obviously, from Adam. You're going to learn everything about your Google business profile and, how to help optimize that. And we're doing branding. So many people are talking about PR, public relations, things you could do in your local area, to help you be the go-to company. So many things that aren't going to cost you anything. Yes, we have vendors there, and yes, we have brand new dump trucks there, and we have people that are selling services, but that's not what our speakers are there for. Our speakers are there to give you value, for you to be able to implement things right away, go, the very next day, and, get to work on your business to help you make more money. And, if you so choose to do a service that a vendor has, then, that's great too.
That's it, Jojo. I'm gonna buy a ticket now. I'm going.
Well, you should. I just said, man, if we had a Junk Expo when we first started, like, there's no telling how far we would be now.
Oh, we would have been there for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to watch so many YouTube videos,
Make
trial
mistakes.
and error, watch your videos, watch other people's videos to learn more stuff. Yeah.
There wasn't a place where you went to sit down with pen and paper and listen to experts that have been in the business for so long and that are so knowledgeable. What we did was YouTube, and we would use YouTube it and listen to people. And sometimes we're scratching our head and like, well, that doesn't sound like good advice. And then you go to another channel and you're like, oh, these people are great. And you write down 2 or 3 gold nuggets, and then you watch someone else and you're like, are they okay? And then you click, you have to find what works for you. And And this is a junk expo. It's going to work for everybody. You just have to put in the work that you learn.
Now let's plug in your YouTube channel, Adam. I know you got 2 different ones. Give it the plug.
Yeah, so we have Adam McChesney. So that is kind of my main channel where I talk and I teach a lot about free and easy things that you can be doing with your Google business profile, your website, digital marketing, personal branding as well. So just posting and showing up on social media and using the free outlet of your Adam and Matt and JoJo Facebook page separate from your business junk removal page in order to grow your business. And then I have digital nomad marketing, where I've taught a lot of different people about how to create marketing agencies, what to expect running a marketing agency, et cetera. So I love creating video content. I love speaking at events like this, and just to kind of put a bow on the conversation that we were just having right there is, I've been to close to 50 events in the marketing space, in the contracting space, and all the home services space over the last couple of years. And yes, I've gotten incredible nuggets and information and insights from the speakers, but it's about exactly what you mentioned about being in the room with people that are actively doing and going and already at where you want to be.
Yes.
And it's the access that you get to all of those people. In addition to the speakers, like I'll be there hanging out, would love to just chop it up with everybody and see where I can just provide value and help. You don't get that unless you get in the room. You don't have that opportunity. And so when I went full-time in 2020, I spent $10K to join a mastermind and hire a coach, and it got me access to 3 events. That first event that I went to, before I even paid, I went 90 days after being in medical device sales. I went 90 days without paying myself. I made my money back on that 10K after going to that first event about 90 days in, because I met all of the people that got me further along than I would have been able to do on my own. And I was there with them, being able to touch it and see it and say, oh my gosh, if they could do it, I can do it. And that's exactly what people are going to get access to by being at the Junk Expo.
And you know what? Another thing is, nothing really compares to the motivation that you feel after a good expo is over and you've listened to good speakers and you've met other people that are doing what you're doing, and you meet people that are where you want to be. And then you feel like invincible when the event's over and you go to leave, and you're like that. You're like, oh, I'm going to implement this and this, and I'm going to set this goal and I'm going to reach it. And you just are like on cloud 9 after an event. So nothing really compares to, because we've had people that said, could you live stream this? We want you to live stream it. And I thought, that's a great idea, because so it would include so many more people, but it's really not the same. The vibe last year was really good. Everybody had such a good time and they loved meeting everybody. And you can't get that online. We have
so many people coming back that went to last year's one. The same people, they're flying back from Florida, New York. They're coming on back. Since last year was a 1-day event, this time it's gonna be a 2-day event. So we're excited about that.
Yeah,
I'm excited as well. It's gonna be awesome.
So I did have another question with AI and changes in Google. Like, how do you kind of see the future of Google Business Profile?
So that's a great question. A lot of marketers are marketing. It's what they do best, right? So a lot of people are saying, hey, you need to go in, you need to buy AEO or GEO or AI SEO, because they're trying to catch the wave of people saying, I just want to rank on ChatGPT. Well, if you've been doing SEO right the entire time, you are already ranking on ChatGPT, or soon to be very, very close there. There's not at this moment. Now, that could change tomorrow. It could change next month, next year. There's not a separate, oh my gosh, this is working so well over there that I need to go change up my strategy and do X, Y, and Z in order to be able to do it. Now, with that being said, I do think, and there have been rumblings and people that have said, oh, this is for certain to happen, but I do think you will see in 2026 on AI with ChatGPT and those other LLMs, I think you're going to see paid ads. I think you're eventually going to see ChatGPT business profile. I think you're going to see those things. But right now, for perspective purposes, ChatGPT search right? So the search part of it, not the overall usage, is utilized less than Bing.
Okay.
So right now, again, there's not a huge overarching, I need to go shift that. And it's merely a shiny object. Now, again, if you're doing the SEO the way you should have always been doing it, you're good. If you haven't, or you've been working with a marketer that like doesn't add content to your website, hasn't really been trying to get you out into PR and backlinks and things like that, you are going to struggle and have to go do what you're supposed to have been doing the entire time. But the difference is making sure that you can still monetize both, right? So for example, making sure you have a location page on your website for every single city that you want to do business in, and a service page for every single service, and then a service plus location page. And in those pages, you write longer, more humanized responses. So the way that somebody might search on ChatGPT is different than Google. So we had a roofing company that sold like two, like a $35,000 and a $60,000 project directly from ChatGPT. And he asked one of the people, like, what did you type in? And it was something along the lines of roofing company in my city that offers financing and free inspections. Nobody types that into Google. They're typing in roofing company near me, and then the Google business profile is popping up. So you want to still have that, but you want to have the quality content on your website. Then that way that way ChatGPT can actually pick up your stuff there too.
So we were super excited when we popped up for a ChatGPT search. So
that's awesome.
And we never did anything like extra to be, on ChatGPT.
You know what she asked ChatGPT, right? She said, "Who's the best junk removal company on YouTube?" And it said Sonoma Strong hauling. It popped up. I don't know if it's because it's from our phone or what.
No,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's cool, and I thought it was really neat. But it just proves what you said. So we didn't pay to have that happen. It's just organically doing all the things that we've been doing throughout the years. Has paid off in ChatGPT.
Oh yeah.
I love it. Once again, follow Adam's YouTube channel, and in the description there is a link to one of his channels. You have a couple of them, and people can also follow you on socials, right? Facebook and stuff.
Facebook is the place that I spend the most time. So Adam McChesney, you'll see me with the red shirt and the Builders of Authority logo. Would love to connect with you. Would love to see you at obviously Junk Expo as well. As I mentioned, it's about being in the room. I'm excited to kick off the event. I'll be there, and can't wait to just have some conversations, chat a little bit more about the Google business profile, and see where I can provide some incredible value to take your business to the next level.
Yeah,
right
that's
on,
great.
right
That's
on.
great. Well, once again, 3 more days to save $50 on your Junk Expo ticket. Grab them right now. Use promo code Andrew, because Andrew is the person that is covering $50 off of every single ticket that has been, bought lately. So we're excited about that. That was really nice of him. Maybe we have one question coming up. What would you say is the hardest part of getting into junk removal? Also, how long did it take you to start getting consistent work? Oh, that's probably.
I would say the hardest part is getting your phone to ring consistent. And I would say, like I told you earlier, most of my business comes from Facebook and Google My Business. So you got to optimize it, and you got to do the things that Adam actually said to do. And you got to be on the hustle and stay consistent and get your reviews up. Yeah.
So the absolute hardest part is, it really is with any business. And when you first start a business, nobody knows who you are. Like, you're so excited. I started a business. I got my LLC, or I got this, I got that. And, and then your phone doesn't ring, and you're like, huh? It takes a long time to get your phone to ring. You'll be putting in a lot of work all around before your phone rings consistently. And I would say, for it to be really consistent, because when you first start, especially with junk removal, you'll get a couple of phone calls, you'll get a good job where you make, you're making $300-500 super fast. And you're like, wow, that's almost a week's paycheck. And I just did that in like a half hour, and it's super exciting. And then you'll go a week without your phone even making a single noise. As a matter of fact, you'll probably have a friend try to call because you think your phone's broken. Most people you feel that way. A little bit, you're going to feel that way. I would say really consistently was what, 5-6 months? Like consistently.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Because you got to start getting your repeat customers, right? So it takes a while. But, you know, we just preach on those days that you don't have jobs coming in, do work on your website, you know, go to realtor offices, upload pictures to your Google business profile. Make sure you are on all the free social media platforms. Having your own business is more than doing jobs. When you're not doing jobs, you're still working on your business. And sometimes it seems like it's a lot of work and it's not going anywhere. You know, we have a student, Audrey. Anyhow, she worked with us very closely in our classes. She was such a go-getter, and she still is. She works tirelessly, and her phone still isn't quite ringing the way she wants it to, but she doesn't give up. She's out there, she's networking, she's going to open houses, she's shaking hands, she's going to city hall stuff, she's going to events, she rocks her t-shirt everywhere. She doesn't give up. And you know, that's how you have to be. If there's an event in town and you don't have a booth there, go to that event in your uniform with your business cards, meet people, talk. People, when they see your t-shirt, they'll talk to you. What do? You do junk removal. We have people that will actually take pictures of our shirts. So rock your gear. You wear your baseball team, right? Out and about. You should wear your business.
I agree 100%.
I was just waiting for something to say something else other than me.
So is there anything else you want to tell the viewers, Adam, or what?
I think the biggest thing is kind of like piggyback right off of that, right? Is if it were easy, everybody would do it. Doesn't matter if it's Google business profile stuff or landing a large repeat commercial client. It's not about getting started and having that initial jolt of like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. It's about how you show up when things don't go your way and the phone's not ringing. That will either have you getting to the level that you want to get to or having you stay where you're at, if not worse, going backwards. Again, it's not always going to be the rainbows and the sunshine, but if you get in the room at Junk Expo, if you actually take running a business seriously, all of the good and the bad that comes with it, you have unlimited potential. The potential is literally based on how well you are going to evolve over time and be uncomfortable getting to that next level and doing whatever it takes in order to be successful.
Yeah. And you know, that it really is where everybody grows, right? You kind of want to stay where you're comfortable. Maybe there's that, maybe technology is just not your thing. You get so frustrated every time you open up your, phone and you try to do the Google or you try to do a website, but you actually grow every single time you step out of your comfort zone. That is where growth happens. It doesn't happen in your little happy place, in your little, your little bubble of, comfortable happiness. That's not where growth happens. It happens when you step foot out of that. And, you just try your best on seeing what's going to work, because you have to throw a bunch of stuff out there, right? For something to work and for something to stick. So you've heard some gold nuggets today. Hopefully there's one or two things that you didn't know that you could implement. But, to learn more, make sure you come to the Junk Expo and listen to Adam's speech, because he's really going to help, you give you ideas to rank and optimize your Google business profile. So you got to come to the expo.
Yeah, one thing I'll say too is you're only as good as your hustle. So for us, we wake up at 5:30 every day, and I guarantee I do more shit than 50% of these junk haulers do before they even wake up in the morning. Like I seriously wake up, I'll work out, whatever with her. We'll advertise on Facebook. I'll advertise on Instagram. I do my Google My Business. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm checking my voicemail. So it's up to you how hard you want to hustle. If you want to make a lot of money, you got to put in the work. There is no secret pill that's going to fix your business. It's up to you to make it happen and make it work. So the harder you hustle, the more money you'll make, and you'll have that freedom. Like that's the simple thing. Like get educated, learn all this stuff from all the speakers at the Junk Expo, soak up that game. I mean, I learned a lot from you, Adam, just watching your videos and a bunch of other people on YouTube. So I'm real excited for you to come out. Super cool. I appreciate it. And yeah, like the JoJo said, you're going to be the first speaker there.
Yeah, we're excited.
Can't wait. I'm fired up.
Right.
I'll be in the front row with my pen and paper.
I love it. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know you're a busy man. We appreciate you hopping on, and we'll see you October 24th in 56 days.
See you soon.
All right. You take it easy, brother.
Bye-bye.
Bye.